The Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and online at WGNSradio.com.
What is up? We're on the One Show giving you the truth about personal finance. This is Financial Coaching Radio, and I'm your host, Jason Qualls, certified financial planner, one of the only independent commission-free financial advisors in Rutherford County. For all about me, you can always check out JasonQuallsCFP.com, JasonQuallsCFP.com. If you want to jump in, be a part of the show, click email the show at financialcoachingradio.com. Glad you're jumping in today with us here on Financial Coaching Radio. First up, some tax provisions that are included in the OBBBA, if I didn't use too many B's. The One Big Beautiful Bill tax provisions, and this could be for more affluent families or could be for everyone. Especially the first one's going to be for more affluent. But for years, high net worth families and their advisors, they've been planning around the end of 2025 when the favorable tax provisions from the 2017 Tax Cut and Jobs Act were set to expire. But then the One Big Beautiful Bill Act came along, and then that extended and also extended those tax provisions, some of them, and changed others. Number one on the list to watch out for, the estate tax exemption. We'll be talking about estate planning later in the show. The estate tax exemption got a lot more breathing room. The federal estate and gift tax exemption has increased to $15 million per person, $30 million for married couples using portability, and what that basically means, and that's up from about $14 million. And if you're in those areas of net worth, you're greater than $15 million per person, $30 million if you're married, assuming you don't have other planning concerns, and less than that, typically you're not going to have a federal estate tax. More importantly, if you're worth less than those amounts and you give away money, you're not going to have to pay gift tax. Now, the gift tax exclusion, what is it, like $18,000 per person per year? A lot of people confuse that. So, well, if I give someone more than that in a year, I'm going to owe gift tax. No, you're not, unless you're worth more than $15 million and or $30 million. You're not. Before the OBBA passed, there was serious concern in the planning community that the estate tax exemption could drop to approximately $7 million per person. That would have put a lot of people in the crosshairs of the IRS as far as inheritance taxes. But now, the One Big Beautiful Bill has kept the inheritance or the estate tax and gift tax exemption increasing to astronomical levels. One historical footnote: in 2010, the estate tax was temporarily repealed. You remember that? There's the year that George Steinbrenner passed away. His estate was valued at approximately $1 billion. And that year, don't know about the planning he had done, but it didn't really matter about the planning he had done because that year there was no federal inheritance tax. Now, he died and probably as a resident of New York, and I'm sure that liberal state did have such. What also is included in the Big Beautiful Bill, One Big Beautiful Bill, the Roth conversion window is now permanently open. The reduced federal income tax rates originally enacted under the TCJA That would be the 2017 Act, now permanent under the One Big Beautiful Bill. This arguably is the most consequential planning development in the bill for high net worth folks. For years, advisors cautioned clients doing Roth conversions to act quickly before things expired, but that urgency is gone. If you have significant assets in tax-deferred accounts, say $1 million or more in an IRA or 401k, permanently lower rates change the math on multi-year Roth conversion strategies. The question is no longer, should I convert before rates go up? The question is, does it make financial sense to you? And that's always been the case, and I don't think people plan that way for Roth conversions. It's a question of what tax rate are you in now? What tax rate are you going to be in later? How is it going to affect other things you have going on as Social Security income? This is for everyday folks. What about your Medicare premiums? You don't want to get into the IRMA situation where you have too much taxable income and you pay more for Medicare or make your Social Security more subject to taxation. But if you're already a high net worth, high income person, those things are probably not on your radar. You're just concerned with future taxes. A married couple with $2 million in a traditional IRA could systematically convert in the 22% or 24% tax bracket every year. Well, that would make you high income. Paying tax now, known at permanent rates, rather than forcing their heirs to pay potentially higher tax income brackets later. That's really the deal. For most people, it's not the Roth conversion. I won't say it won't help you as far as taxes. For most calculations, it won't. It won't hurt you, but it may not help you from a tax standpoint. But it could significantly impact your children because they don't have to pay tax on your Roth IRA inheritance part. There's not the same rules as far as distributions when they inherit them. So that is a huge deal. You have to keep in mind when you're considering doing Roth conversions. So the One Big Beautiful Bill help clarify the planning around these issues. The SALT increase, and if you know what the SALT increase or the SALT issue is an acronym, state and local tax deduction cap. Rises from $10,000 to $40,000 for tax years 2025 through 2029, increasing 1% annually. For clients in high tax states such as New York, California, New Jersey, that is significant. Now here in Tennessee, where we don't have a state income tax, but there's other things that are affected by it. So you want to make sure you're keeping up with these figures. And then here's the bottom line. You want to stay informed. You don't have to be an expert. You got to have a team of people, CFP, a CPA, someone that you trust that's going to look into these issues, make sure that any planning considerations you have are being addressed. And sometimes that means on a proactive level, but sometimes it means, hey, come in, let's talk about things, what's changed, what's new, making sure you're walking down the right path. Financial planning isn't just investments, people. It's way more than that. For those approaching or in early retirement, the senior deduction, one small provision worth flagging clients age 65 and older. The One Big Beautiful Bill includes a new $6,000 deduction per person, for tax years 2025 through 2028. A qualifying couple could deduct an additional $12,000. So just an increase in the standard deduction. Tremendous tax relief there. Of course, it phases out entirely above $75,000 of income for a single person, $150,000 for joint filers. So the One Big Beautiful Bill, this is all ever going. Doesn't matter who's in office. They're going to keep monkeying with the tax system, and the more they monkey with it, the more we're going to have to learn and keep up to date, because they're never going to simplify the tax code. It's going to keep getting larger and larger and larger. All we can hope for is that we pay the least amount of tax possible. That should be what you're for. More money in your pocket to do what you want with it, instead of it going to somewhere else or someone else that's not going to put it to the use that you would. And in my opinion, that is a large driver of economic growth. You keep your own money. The government has no business trying to tell us what we should and should not do with our own dollars. Let's see how good a job they did with Social Security and those taxes they collected. A terrible one. Can't even deliver mail and make a profit. This is Financial Coaching Radio. I'm Jason Qualls, certified financial planner. Appreciate you being along for the ride today. After the break, we'll discuss some estate planning topics. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to jump in. Click email the show at financialcoachingradio.com. I'm your host, Jason Qualls, certified financial planner.
Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own.
Hey, Financial Coaching Radio listeners. If you don't understand exactly how your financial advisor is compensated, you could be in big trouble. My name is Jason Qualls, a commission-free certified financial planner. To learn more about why my process is so unique, go to jasonquallscfp.com or call 878-2134 today. Okay, folks, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. If you were my client or a loved one, I would never let you get your wills done online. This is truly a case of where you only get what you pay for, and those you leave behind will be the ones to pay the price. Go see estate planning attorney John Baker today by calling 896-5621 or go to bakercounsel.com. Again, that's 896-5621 or bakercounsel.com. Get the expert estate planning advice you need today.
Did you know that the U.S. tax code has over 70,000 pages? This is precisely why you must have a tax expert on your team. The folks at TH&W CPAs have been providing their expertise to individuals and businesses in Middle Tennessee for over 50 years. And now they have an office right here in Murfreesboro. Call Kevin Sizemore today with TH&W CPAs at 848-1072. That's 848-1072 or online at thwcpa.com.
That was when I ruled the world.
Welcome back to the show. This is Financial Coaching Radio. Let's change up topics real quickly. Let's see if this has any substance. What money lessons are you teaching your kids? Your kids learn from you. Sometimes they learn from your mistakes, and they want to be the opposite of you. Sometimes they learn from your mistakes in a negative way, and they actually copy you. What are you teaching your children about money? Is there any secret to it? Possibly. Nature versus nurture. There's always going to be an argument about that. Here's the thing I think you can do to help your kids. And it is kind of the no-brainer way. One, they have to understand the value of money. You have to understand it's not a card. It's not a Venmo. It's not a Cash App. It's not an Apple Pay. These are real things that you work hard for, and actually having, when they go, let's say they want to go spend money on something that costs $100, them knowing the value of how long it takes to earn $100 is a key life lesson. But beyond that, I think keeping it simple is the key. And if you convince them when they start working to at least, no matter what, non-negotiable, save 10% of everything that they earn, preferably 15 to 20%, and they start doing that immediately, whether they're 16, 17, or 18, or 25, whatever they start earning a living, it's a non-negotiable that they're going to put, or that's invest, or just put in a money market, 10% plus of their income, no matter what, every time they get paid, and they do that forever. They will find themselves, and also you as a very proud parent, probably able to be financial or close to financially independent about 40 or mid 40s. The issue is it's the time value of money. It's compounding interest. The earlier you save, the greater benefit that we're going to get from it. And what most people do, young adults, and you're guilty of it, I'm guilty of it, we're all guilty of it, is like, oh, I'll get to this tomorrow. Let's have fun today. Let's blow everything I have today. And you blow everything you earn in your 20s and go, crap, it's time to buckle down and start doing something in your 30s and 40s. And you're trying to make up that ground. That is human nature, but that is a huge life lesson to pass on to your children. Now, whether you can get them to take action on it or not, it all depends probably on their own physical or personal money psychology. But that is the secret success. It doesn't matter if you were to invest. I think if you just put it all in the S&P 500 index fund, take away 10, 15, 20% of their income, and they do that forever, of course they're going to have more money. But just getting them in the habit of staying out of consumer debt and consistently investing or saving money no matter what is really the key. It's not any more complicated than that. Is that most of us, as you know, we just delay it. We want instant gratification. We want what we want now. We don't want to worry about the future. And I don't know. I think it has to be a blend, right? I think that's where it comes down to. You don't want to have your kids be so hardcore that they have no enjoyment out of life. But let's say that you figure up, hey, son, hey, Billy, hey, Susie, you can save 20% of your income if you really just buckle down and have no fun. But if you were to say, hey, about we spend 10% on fun and we save 10%, we're getting the best of both worlds, man, that is a great trade-off. Huge life lesson. And when they get around to actually being consistent with these planning tips I've given you here today, don't be afraid to bring in your financial planner into the conversation. Those are huge things that can be extremely, extremely helpful. All right, switching it up, talking about estate planning. If you're just tuning in, this is Financial Coaching Radio with you every Monday through Friday, 4 o'clock right here on WGNS. Benjamin Franklin. Well, I guess you could say he's a founding father. I don't think did he sign the Declaration of Independence? Guess I should have paid more attention to history class. I don't believe that he did. What can we learn from Benjamin Franklin? He left a 200-year gift that shows estate planning isn't just about passing down money. It's about creating a plan that works long after you're gone. Benjamin Franklin was many things. A founding father, there we go, a writer, a scientist, an inventor, a diplomat, a printer, a publisher. You can really just call him a businessman. Also a politician, in a sense. Yet one of his more impressive legacies is his philanthropy. And the man who gave us bifocals, the lightning rod, America's first fire company, insurance company, public lending library, made a quiet but ambitious bet on the country's future. In his will, Franklin left about $2,000 to each of his two cities he loved, Boston and Philadelphia. Interesting, right? I don't think it'd be unfathomable today. Now, we may leave it to institutions, but I don't know if I've ever heard of it. I've been doing financial planning for almost 30 years. Someone say, you know what? I'd like to leave behind some money to the city. Maybe. The cities, but there was a catch. The cities could not fully access the money for 200 years. That's wild, right? Boston and Philadelphia were given $2,000 each, and they could not access the money for 200 years. I did not know this. And for the first 100 years, the money could be used only to make low-interest loans to young tradesmen starting out in business. Borrowers repay these loans with interest, and the repayments had to be reinvested, not spent. By 1990, 200 years after Benjamin Franklin's death, the original $4,000 had grown to over $6.5 million. Now, as far as the state's budget, probably nothing. But man, think about that. Just the proper way of thinking about the future, and it basically making the city responsible and accountable. Hey, I'm gonna give you $2,000, Boston, but you got to be smart with it. And here's how you're going to be smart with it. You can loan it out, but you're going to have to reinvest it, and you can't have full access to it for 200 years. And then that $2,000 times 2 for Boston and Philadelphia grew and gave them over $3 million each. So if that $3 million is still being used to fund and help small businesses, man, what a tremendous gift he left behind. Benjamin Franklin's bequest, however, is about more than the power of compound interest. It is a masterclass in long-term planning, estate planning specifically. Franklin didn't just leave behind inventions and other things in his will, as mentioned. After the, let's see here, the 100th Tale of Two Cities. How are they doing today, I wonder? By 1990, Boston, what did Philadelphia screw it up? It said it was 6.5 million. Boston's fund had grown to nearly 5 million. They must have done that's the deal. So Boston invested it a little bit better than Philadelphia. They got $2,000, turned it into $5 million. Philadelphia got $2,000, turned it into about $2 million. Come on, Philadelphia. So when you're thinking about your estate plan, I don't know if any of us think that futuristically. I know I would have a struggle. I go, you know what? I want to leave this legacy 200 years later. I think most people are just thinking beyond the legacy beyond theirs. Typically, they're thinking, I want this stuff to go to my spouse. I want it to go to my children, and as long as they were taken care of, great. Maybe they take it one generation further, and they're thinking about the grandchildren. But to think generations down the road is tremendous. You got to choose the right person in charge. You got to have the right executor or trustee. More importantly, you got to have the right documents that you need. What are those basic core documents? Will and or trust. Get expert advice to determine the best one for you. More than likely, in all cases, going to need powers of attorney for finance and medical. Those are usually non-negotiable. And if you haven't discussed estate planning with your financial planner, with your estate planning attorney, you gotta get off. You gotta get it done, because that's what we'll be talking about next, of why so few people or have not even had a discussion of estate planning. This is Financial Coaching Radio. I'm Jason Qualls, certified financial planner. This is WGNS. Keep it locked in. I'm back.
Shake your money maker like somebody about to pay you. I see you on my radar, don't you act like you afraid of shit. You know I got it, if you wanna come get it. Stand next to this money like, hey. Shake your money maker like somebody about to pay you. Don't worry about the...
Do you have a financial plan? I'm not talking about a worthless binder full of pretty charts and graphs. Are you certain you're on track to reach all your financial goals? A comprehensive financial plan is about so much more than just your IRA and mutual funds. It involves risk management, tax planning, professional investment management, retirement, and estate planning. Make sure your entire financial life is in order by calling me, Jason Qualls, a commission-free certified financial planner, at 878-2134, or go to my website, jasonquallscfp.com. Buying a house is stressful, and so is shopping for a mortgage. Take my advice and get a second opinion on the mortgage for your new home or your refinance. Not all banks and mortgage companies are created equal. Trust me on this. Call my friend Marshall Sparkman with Franklin Synergy Bank at 615-439-0885. Great team, great process, and the best rates. Marshall Sparkman with Franklin Synergy Bank at 615-439-0885.
Burn from me making you sweat. The amount high points you earn when we taking my jet. And how everywhere you turn, I be making you, cause you can shake your money maker like somebody about to pay you. I see you on my radar, don't you act like you afraid of shit. You know I got it, if you wanna come get it. Stand next to this.
Welcome back to the One Show, giving you the truth about personal finance. This is Financial Coaching Radio. No books to sell, no live event tickets to peddle. You know, I want to beat you over the head and tell you how stupid you are. We'll leave that to the other guys and the other smaller town shows that are always pitching financial products behind the scenes. We have no hidden agenda. That is what the other shows are for. This is Financial Coaching Radio, real life, real topics. If you want to be a part of the show, click email the show at financialcoachingradio.com or any of the social media links. I'm your host, if I haven't already said so, Jason Qualls, certified financial planner. Let's see, 56% of Americans have no estate plan. Over half. Now, that corresponds with 50% of Americans barely keeping up, I think would some say. I don't know if it would be the high, but I know 50% of Americans don't pay any federal income tax. So their income is not significant enough to trigger the federal income tax for various reasons. But we kind of curtailed off at the end of the last segment, whether you have assets to pass along to the next generation is not always what estate planning is. Who's going to make medical decisions for you if you can't? You may be like, I don't care. Well, you should care, because you don't want someone you don't like. You don't want the government or the court system stepping in and making your medical or healthcare decisions because you can't. Same thing with money decisions. What if you have a health issue or a mental issue and you can no longer make your financial decisions? You need to appoint someone. Those are powers of attorney. Whether you're 18 or 85, you got to have those two documents. It's a non-negotiable. So it's amazing that 50% of Americans in this recent survey have not done any estate planning. I want to get to this AI thing. It was interesting. AI trust. Let's see. Oh, hold on, backing up. Generation X, the most underserved. Am I Generation X? I think I'm a Generation X. Yes, Generation X, pretty sure. Most underserved generation in the market. The high Generation Z, millennials. Whoa, that's amazing. 42% of all Americans say they would not know what to do if a family member died today. Well, most people wouldn't. Not exactly. That's what expert help is for. AI in estate planning jumps 10 percentage points in a single year. No finding in this year's report shifts more dramatically year over year than attitudes towards artificial intelligence. In 2025, 20% of Americans said they trusted AI advice more than the advice of a human attorney for, I don't know if I'll do that. Not yet. Maybe. I don't know. It's crazy. They would trust AI more than an estate planning attorney. In 2026, that figure is 30%. So now 30% in the survey said they would trust AI to do their estate planning. What are you asking it? I guess you can make it do anything. I should say, ChatGPT, do I need a power of attorney? What do you think it's going to say? ChatGPT, can you draft me a power of attorney? Would it do that? Could it do it state specific? You could probably train it to do so. Before we get in, I don't care, online, anything is better than nothing in this case. If you have a document that says, I want such and such to make financial and or medical decisions for me, if you went to an attorney, you went online, or you got ChatGPT to do it, at least you have it, and you're not part of the crew that has done no estate planning. Another one of my pet peeves here is this. Young parents with minor children. And I'm not telling you, if you're independently wealthy, it doesn't apply to you. But average folks with minor children, especially single parents, and you don't carry enough life insurance to take care of your minor child if something happened to you, you're like, well, I can't. Yes, you can. Unless you have some major health issue, term insurance these days is easy to get and easy to afford. And I hate to harp on that, but man, if you have a 5-year-old and you kick the bucket, they may go to your parents or whoever, but they still have to be cared for financially. Do not put that responsibility on someone else when you can have an easy tool like life insurance solve the problem. Yes, that is estate planning. That is estate planning. What is it talking about? Pets? Oh my God. Pet estate planning has become mainstream. Well, that shouldn't be surprising. Yeah, Americans are becoming crazy. Men are women, women are men. There's in between now, and now pet estate planning has become mainstream expectation. 68% of Americans believe pets should be included in the estate plan in some form. Of course, you want to let where Fido is going to go. Generation Z is 3 times as likely as baby boomers to say pets should receive more consideration. Generation Z, 3 times as likely as baby boomers to say pets should receive more consideration than people in an estate plan. I'm going to leave it on that note, I think, because if I go any further, it's just going to depress me more. with the state of our world. As always, whether it be your mortgage, taxes, investments, financial plan, insurance plan, estate plan, get qualified professionals on your side. Don't hesitate to get a second opinion. If you're working with an independent, fee-only certified financial planner as the quarterback of your financial life, they'll guide you to the right spot. This is Financial Coaching Radio. Stick around. Right after this short break, I'll wrap up the show. If you have any last-minute comments or questions, don't hesitate. Social media links at financialcoachingradio.com. I'm back after this.
There's a place up ahead and I'm going just as fast as my feet can fly. Come away, you get going. Leave the sinking ship behind.
How much are your investments costing you each year? Most people don't have a clue. Why is this extremely important? Because overpaying by just 1% a year in fees and expenses can reduce your account balance at retirement by 28%. You heard me right. 28% less at retirement. I'm commission-free, certified financial planner Jason Qualls. I don't sell financial products. I don't accept commissions or kickbacks from investment companies. Give me a call today for a free unbiased investment review at 878-2134 or visit my website, jasonquallscfp.com. A recent undercover study found that over 89% of paid tax preparers made mistakes. You heard me right, over 89%. Is your tax person making mistakes? Tax mistakes cost you money and may even lead to an IRS audit. I recommend you get a second opinion on your tax return today by calling Tutherow Helen Welch CPAs at 848-1072. Tutherow Helen Welch has been providing tax services to individuals and businesses for over 50 years. So call them today at 848-1072 or go to thwcpa.com.
Welcome back. I'm your host, as always, Jason Qualls, certified financial planner. Look at what I do, how I do it. Can all be found at jasonquallscfp.com. But what am I? I'm a person like you, Murfreesboro resident like you, Rutherford County native like many of you. But in the financial world, I do things a little bit unique. I am independent. I don't work for an investment firm. I don't work for an insurance company. I don't work for a big bank. I work for my clients independent. I'm also a certified financial planner, highest designation in the field. Not all CFPs are equal. Some specialize in things, but I do comprehensive planning. And I am fee only. Try to remove all conflicts of interest. I am not a salesperson. I'm not an insurance hack. I'm not an annuity hack. There are tons of those out there. There's mutual fund hacks out there. All they want to do is sell you insurance and annuities and mutual funds. And they want to do so because it pays them the most money and they don't care anything about planning. What can you do about it? Make sure you're only working with an independent fee-only CFP. Go to jasonquallscfp.com for more. jasonquallscfp.com for more. You can listen to the show anytime, anywhere. If you can't catch it every Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock right here on WGNS, and that place is financialcoachingradio.com. Click on radio show, click on archives. You get a long list of all the past shows. I'm out of here. Catch you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Bat channel, bat time. This is WGNS, and that's where I'll be. See you then.